The lands are at war. Pretenders to the throne gather with loyalties on all sides. However, only one side wins, and only one pretender can rule. Play stones from your hand to control the matching faction on the board. When the game ends, have the most stones from the winning faction in your hand to win. We've already populated the board. I'm playing with Lucas. 2 black stones always go here, 2 red ones always go there, 2 blue ones always go over there. And then we randomly populate the board with 2 in each area, except the center, that's a mountain. So I gotta grab my 8. We put these little things here as like little shields, you know, instead of having to hold the stones here. And I'm gonna hold mine in my hand because I need you guys to see what's going on. You guys are gonna play along with me.
I accidentally blew away my shield.
6. You gotta grab 8 stones from the bag. Okay, that's my situation right there. And okay, looking at the board. Okay, that's my situation. So I'm not gonna be using this. I mean, preferably, if you're playing, this is a 2 to 5 player game. If you're playing more players, you know, just get harder stock and create little shields like that, so you can keep your stones behind your little thing. But they send us 1 extra stone of each. You know, that's nice in case we lose it. So if you don't know anything about this game, it's called Turncoats, and it's very, very cool. It's designed by Matilda Simonson, or Simonson, probably Simonson. So you have 8 stones at the beginning of the game, and you're never going to have more, okay? You're never going to have more, because there are 4 actions that you can do on your turn, and only 1 action exchanges a stone from the bag. So that action is called negotiate. That means you grab a stone from the bag blindly, and then you choose one from your hand. You know, technically it could be the same one, you know, because nobody knows what you took out of the bag. And then you announce, okay, I'm putting back a black one, and then you put it back. That's called the negotiate action. And the game ends when the players negotiate consecutively. So whether you're playing 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, or 5, if the players negotiate consecutively, the game is over. So technically it can be a short game, especially with 2 players, which is kind of like more like a poker type game. So obviously we have to manipulate the board. But gee, Alex, how do we do that? Okay, so 4 actions. 1 action is negotiate, okay? In case maybe you need, you know, a different color stone, and you pray that you can pull one out. That's or if you want the game to end, you negotiate. The other 3 actions, you're going to be putting stones on the board, okay? 1 action is called recruit, which means you just take a stone from your hand and you put it anywhere on the board to manipulate power, you know? And then the other action is called battle. That means you go on the axe here. So once you put a stone, let's say we put a black stone on the axe, I can point to this area and get rid of that blue one, okay? If I put a blue stone here, you know, I could point to that area and get rid of that red one, okay? So if there were, it doesn't matter how many are in here, it matters how many you have in here. So in this case, if I put a blue stone in here and I happen to have 2 blue stones here and there are 2 black stones, I can get rid of both of those black stones. That's battle. That over there, the flag is march. If you put a stone over there, you can move 1 or more stones of the same color to an adjacent area, okay? You can't split them. So that's march. And that's it. So there's 4 actions. Negotiate, you know, take one from the bag, battle, march, or recruit, which means throw one in there. And so we have to see what's going on the board. There are tiebreakers, and when you play this game, you have to be aware, what is going on with that dog? That hysterical dog. Lucas, what's going on with the dog? Anyway, so where was I? You have to be aware in this game of tiebreakers, okay? Now here's the deal. if everything is tied on the board, let's just say everything's tied on the board, whoever has the most stones in the battle area is wins. If that's tied in here as well, then it's whoever has the most stones in the march area. And if that's tied as well, then that's it. Everybody's tied. That's the tiebreakers on the board. But the tiebreakers with the players, if Lucas and I are tied, okay, then it's whoever has, I think, the least. What is it, Lucas? Is it the least of the losing factions in their hand? The second tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker is the player who also has the least stones from the losing factions. Sorry, you can't read that. So the first tiebreaker is the player holding the most stones from the winning. Well, that's how you win the game. If you're holding the most factions from the winning color, you win. The first tiebreaker is the player who also has the least stones from the losing factions. And then finally, the second tiebreaker is turn order. Okay, the next tied player who would have taken a turn wins. It rarely ever gets there, but it could happen. But you definitely have to be aware on the board of the tiebreakers on the board, because that happens because everybody's manipulating the board. So it happens that they're tied in there, but then whoever has most stones in here, the faction that has the most stones in here wins. Right? Okay, so right now we're going to start the game. Black has 2. Red has 2. So black and red are tied. So if there was a black stone in here, black would be winning. Okay? Because that's the tiebreaker. So Lucas, you're going to go first, or am I?
I'll go first.
Okay. This is my situation here. So we're going to have to do what we can do with what we've got. So Lucas put a battle action. That means he pointed to that area there and fought the, what was it, a red in there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we got. So what are we going to do? Okay. I'm going to do a march, Lucas. Okay? So I can march both of these out of there, 1 or more stones, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to march this black stone right into there. Actually, yeah, I'll march it into there. So that's what I did, Lucas. March. So like I said, you're never going to get more than 8 stones, ever. Okay? And you have to be able to be careful, because in the end of the game, so you saw what I did? I marched right in there. So go. It's such a cool game. I love it. I play it on that website. What is it? Board Game Arena? Yeah. I play it on there. Alexander Beresford. Look me up. Challenge me. Lucas is marching. So yeah, 1 or more stones. He decided to march all of those into there. So now you have blue with 3. Blue is winning. And also blue has, right? So even if it was, if there were factions tied on the board, blue would be ahead because he's got a stone in the battle area, the axe. So blue's winning. What am I going to do? You know what? I'm going to negotiate. I take 1 blindly. I don't show it to anybody. Okay. All right, Lucas, I'm putting a red 1 back in the bag. Okay?
Okay.
So I negotiated. If Lucas negotiates the game, you're negotiating?
Yep.
That means the game's over. So if negotiate consecutively, the game's over.
Okay. I'm putting back in black.
You're putting in black 1 in. Okay, so blue faction is winning? Lucas, look at that. I have 5 blue.
I have 4. Man, that was really frick.
You have 5. You have 4 blue, huh?
Yeah, that was a close match.
That was very close. But I have 5, so I win. And you have
4.
3, 4. You did drop a blue one in there, did you, or no?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
no, I did a battle.
You put it in here.
Yeah. If I didn't play battle...
That's unusual, though. I mean, in terms of odds, that I would have 5 from the beginning.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Though when I negotiated, I didn't get a blue. I got like a red, so I just put the same one back in. But it's unusual for you to have 5. But yeah, I mean, in a 2-player game, that's how quickly it can go. A lot of times it'll last longer. But this game, 2 to 5 players, it's just so cool. What do you think, Lucas?
This is a great 2-player game.
Just a 2-player game?
No, it can go up to 5, but I like this at 2 players. It's not a bad 2-player game.
I think it's good on every level. I mean, people say there's a lot of luck in a 2-player game, but because, technically you could end the game on the very first turn, I mean, if blue was already winning in the beginning, I could have just said, okay, my first move is going to be negotiate. You could have said, okay, mine too, and the game ends. But, it takes literally a minute to set up. You just play a second game, and a third game, and a fourth game, and a fifth game.
Yeah, this game has like a 1 minute setup time. It's like
you
just go like this. You clean out the board, you put in the bag, you put out the new ones, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Well, you leave these, right? These.
Yeah, you leave them there.
These.
You put them,
you got 2 red there.
This
you
is
got
like
2
nothing.
blue
You
there,
just
and
go
2
like
black
that.
here.
It takes no time to do that. It doesn't take any time to do that.
So that's it. Well, there you have it. A little quick playthrough of Turncoats. Highly recommended, right, Lucas?
Absolutely.
Go get one.